Hello, this is Evangelist.
This is my serious face, guys. I'm really being serious about that. Really being serious. I'm so serious. Really, guys. Really.
Want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night, he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So, me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it, turns to me and says, "Why so serious?" Comes at me with the knife. "Why so serious?" He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face. And why so serious?
Well, of course, guys, last week I've been scrummaging across the internet to find the most wackiest Christian garbage from the Christian camp that I could find on the internet and provide for you guys, and this is what I ran across. A guy who does not understand what discrimination is and is willing to press charges against people for their own freedom of speech, all for speaking their own opinion against religion. No, I am dead serious. He tried to present a picture of a website that looks like an FBI website. However, you can tell that the actual URL address, well, you can't actually tell the URL address, and he did not present the URL link in his description. I'm sorry for the mistake, you guys, but that's the point. He did not present the URL in the description, and you could not see the link. So basically, you had no information that this was an actual FBI website or it was somebody committing fraud.
Dr. Robert L. McKim Sr., President and founder of the Community Awareness Emergency Response Security Radio Patrol organization that's been in existence since 1986.
Okay, I'm a wannabe police officer who has the right to prosecute you for freedom of speech, even though it's against the fucking law.
What the hell have we gotten into? I mean, I'm serious. Conservatives literally do not understand the law, period. They think, oh my God, that I'm a fucking law-abiding citizen because of X, Y, and Z. But they are willing to break liberal laws just because of some non-reason, period. And let's just say this guy is not a cop, okay? We know that, but he's definitely a wannabe cop. It has nothing to do with the DJ. I'm pretty on point with that.
Long before the actual internet. Granted, there was computers back then, but there wasn't the internet like there is today. Fast forward to today, I posted a video recently where I was following behind an Amish buggy, and no, I did not get angry.
Well, of course, he's going to complain about somebody who he thinks is discriminating against him because he didn't pass an Amish person on a road who was in Of course, this Amish person was in a buggy, but he didn't pass an Amish person who was in a buggy on a road with 2 double lanes or whatever. I agree 100% that that's against the law to do that, but however, it should be against the law, period, for anybody who is not in a motorized vehicle to be on the road at all, regardless of whatever the Religious Freedom Restoration Act says, because that's an unconstitutional law. That is not law, period, in my opinion. Also, note, he is going to go on and talk about his own opinions about people who he thinks is discriminating against him because he talked about the ordeal on the internet, not expecting that he would be criticized. Well, guess what, you fucking idiot. You should know that the moment that you post something on the internet, you're going to be criticized for it. And guess what? The DMCA supports that, so to speak. So if you file an action against the DMCA, against somebody, either it be a DMCA takedown or not, you could be liable for perjury charges. Well, this idiot doesn't realize that this is the internet, and you're gonna be fucking criticized on the internet because you're on the internet. So he should expect to be criticized because he's on the internet and not get offended by it.
I did not get angry, but there was people behind me that was getting angry and wanted to pass on a hill on a double-sided line.
Okay, forget what he just said, because obviously throughout this video he disproves that whole notion and gets offended by a whole list of different things and shows that he was offended by the people who were behind him, who were tooting at him to basically move past an Amish buggy that should not have been on the road because it was not a motorized vehicle, and, you know, violate a traffic law for whatever reason. This guy is such a dumbass, and I know the guy's gonna get offended if he sees this video, but who gives a fuck? Of course, he doesn't have the rights according to the DMCA laws, if of course this is a legitimate criticism of his video, which I would think it is. And, you know, he would be dealing with other sort of bullshit. And really, I mean, who gets offended by people who are trying to tell them that they aren't going the speed minimum, especially when somebody in front of them is driving something that shouldn't even be on the road?
I had my 4-ways flashing and my overhead strobe lights flashing to warn people that there was a slow-moving vehicle in front of us. And here we go again with these evil trolls comments.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get so offended by people criticizing me on the internet that I'm going to risk perjury to, of course, get these people arrested or put in jail or did this and blah blah blah. This is what we're dealing with from the right. It's sad.
On my new YouTube channel dedicated to law enforcement and serving and protecting. Evidently they don't know or they don't care what our laws say involving hate crimes. Of course, here's that one hate crime law here. And then here is what the FBI says about hate crime.
Notice how I was talking about the URL issue earlier? Of course, you can't fucking see it here. And this guy is talking about, of course, hate crime, when actually what is going on is not hate crime. And I think he knows that, but he's lying about it. And the website, you can't, like I said, you can't tell if it's fraudulent or not. I mean, you have to go and look it up your goddamn self to figure it out, and then you still don't know if what he is showing is the actual site, because people create fraudulent shit that looks like, of course, government shit all the fucking time, even if it is something that looks like something that is accurate. People should know that.
Traditionally, the FBI investigates of hate crimes were limited to crimes in which the
Oh, wait a minute, guys. I don't know that this isn't hate crime. I don't know that, of course, discrimination doesn't involve the things that I said it does. I don't know that. No. I think my personal opinions is much more important than everybody else's. Even though, of course, my individuality is not being affected by it. So it's not necessarily discrimination, even though I believe it is. That's pretty much what this guy is saying. Really.
Then, oh, never mind, someone informed me it's a carriage with a horse. Man, I'm stupid. Yes, you are stupid. Yes, you are very highly stupid. Committing a hate crime against the Amish. Well, that goes to show deep inside what you really are. Stupid. Just like you said. Now I can relay this information to the FBI that you committed a hate crime against the Amish.
I'm sorry, guys, for the problems that I've been having on this, of course, software that I'm using with iMovie with the microphone, and of course that I had to keep it down to time constraints, so I had to cut it, whatever, blah 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 blah, for YouTube. But, however, this guy basically does not understand that hate speech in religion, okay, the problem with hate speech in religion is that there is no legal laws codified for blasphemy because it is against the First Amendment. It's against the First Amendment. So that's why religion is considered a gray area. Those things that, of course, sexual orientation, race, and gender, you know, why hate speech can then be applied to them is for various reasons and purposes. Because, well, of course, it can be verified without, you know, discriminating against somebody else, that this is, you know, considerable, you know, understanding. But, however, he goes on to say that, of course, this guy who commented on whatever it was that he showed, was saying that the person who was in front of him driving the buggy, the buggy looked like it wasn't necessarily against that person, it was against the buggy, and that the buggy looked like the devil or some shit like that. And here's the problem. He's saying that he wants to prosecute the guy who wrote the comment because of whatever, when, of course, it was not directed at the person who was driving the buggy. It was directed at, it was just said about the buggy. You know, I mean, God. Prosecute him. Watch what will fucking happen. You will end up in jail for perjury. I mean, you can just basically do this by looking up the laws for the DMCA action. And guess what? The DMCA would not be for you. But oh well. Other than that, if you guys like the video, rate, comment, subscribe. If you want to follow me on Patreon, of course you can donate $1. And thank you.